VA Radio, Sirius XM 86.
This is the NBA on Sirius XM.
Full steam out of the backcourt, all the way to the rim for a thunderous slam.
Every game, all season long, through the NBA Finals.
Drives, he jump stops, he's off balance, he put it up and in. I don't know how.
Your home for hoops is Sirius XM Radio. Now, let's take you courtside for the game.
CJCL Toronto. Never.
Bucket is good.
Not.
Man, he pulled out the whole package there.
Exciting.
The Raptors are up 16.
We just getting started. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
It's the beginning, we just got started.
Me as a leader of a team, I gotta look in the mirror and see what I can do better and how I can help the team better. Expect the same thing from coaching staff and all the players to look at the mirror and evaluate themselves, like what there can be done, like what each individual can do better to help the team. What we can do different and better when we come back.
That, of course, was the voice of Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic following the Raptors' loss in their last game on December 23rd, where unfortunately the Raptors squandered a big fourth-quarter lead and lost to the Utah Jazz. Not the way Toronto wanted to go into the Christmas break, but they now have a chance to close out 2023 on potentially a high note. 3 games in 4 nights, and it starts tonight against the Washington Wizards. It's the Wizards and Raptors. The tip-off is coming up next on Toronto Raptors basketball, presented by Tangerine Bank, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans, on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hi, it's Catherine from Great Canadian Meat. What makes a great gift? Well, I think we can all agree that a gift that's homemade is a great gift. A gift that's the same shape as a stocking, that's important. A gift they can eat? Definitely. And if they like to share, a gift you can eat too. Well, that settles it. Our Great Canadian Meat salami and pepperoni sticks are the perfect gift and a perfect addition to your charcuterie board. Pick up Great Canadian Meat at our store in Whitby or online at greatcanadianmeat.com.
One call, that's all.
1-800-JUSTICE.
Car accident? Slip and fall? If you've been injured and need legal advice, call Presler Law at 1-800-JUSTICE and get over 60 years experience, a free consultation, and a no-win, no-fee policy.
1-800-JUSTICE.
When you're in need of legal help after being injured, call Presler Law for a free case review.
Presler Law.
One call, that's all.
1-800-JUSTICE.
From Lone Star to the All-Star, the big and bold tastes of Texas are serving up your shot at a trip for 2 to the 2024 Rogers NHL All-Star Game. You can visit Lone Star Texas Grill for an ice-cold Texas-sized Molson Canadian and your chance to win seats at the first All-Star Game in Canada since 2012. Go from sizzling hot fajitas to sizzling hot puck handling. Win a trip to the NHL All-Star Game from Lone Star Texas Grill. Must be legal drinking age. No purchase necessary. Learn more at lonestar.ca.
It's beginning to look a lot like Lexus. It's a December to remember at Don Valley North Lexus. Right now, get lease rates as low as 3.3% for 28 months on selected 2024 Lexus RX and NX models with security deposits applied. See DonValleyNorthLexus.com for details. A proud member of Wayne's Auto Group.
Vehicle thefts are increasing at an alarming rate. Superior Door and Gate Systems can provide a complete, turnkey, state-of-the-art security solution to ensure that your property is protected. Superior Door and Gate Systems are a local Canadian-owned company specializing in installation of protective bollards for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. This can prevent thieves from stealing your vehicle or merchandise. The cost of security can only be measured by what it will save. Book your free estimate at superiorbollards.ca.
Did you receive a Canada Emergency Business Account loan and want to take advantage of up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness, but might struggle to meet the January 2024 repayment deadline? The Merchant Growth CEBA Refinance Program is the solution. With financing for Merchant Growth, eligible CEBA applicants can pay off their balance by qualifying in minutes. Refinance your CEBA loan balance now to unlock up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness. Apply today at CEBARefi.ca. That's CEBAREFI.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Good evening, everybody. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting you set for the tip-off between the Raptors and the Washington Wizards. Happy holidays, everybody. I hope you had a good one. As the Raptors get set to go toe-to-toe against Washington, and it's the first of 3 in 4 nights for the Raptors, as the Raptors, Jonesy, certainly need to bounce back from a rough outing a few nights ago where they squandered a double-digit halftime lead, a double-digit fourth-quarter lead, and lost to a Utah Jazz team that, well, they've had their issues this season as well, and Toronto has to find a way to get themselves back on track.
It's about a 48-minute effort for Toronto. All you have to do is look back at the last handful of games. It took them a while to get going against Charlotte. They kind of threw away the Utah game. I mean, you think of some of the other games. The Philadelphia game, it's a 2-point game at halftime. You got to find a way to finish some of those. You got to find a way to, even against a team like Philadelphia, you got to find a way to steal that one if you're going to make some noise. So it's about playing a full 48 minutes, and it'll be interesting to see what results are yielded from the starting lineup change, the impact of that. Gary Trent is a guy now, he can give them some scoring, but to be honest, what you've done is really changed the chemistry of 2 units now. You've changed the starting lineup by putting Gary in. The other creator, ball handler, besides Scotty Barnes, Dennis Schroeder is not on the floor.
Yep.
Does that leave it more to Pascal? How does it change the roles of the other people? That pick and roll with Pirtle and Schroeder is now gone. What happens in the second unit with Schroeder? Who does he develop chemistry with? Will he and Malachi see the floor together? Does that impact Malachi's minutes? There's a lot of trickle downs from this, and while people were howling for a change in the starting lineup, okay, you got it now, but for a team that's already trying to put it together, now you've thrown another variable in there with changing the starting lineup. Hopefully, if you're the Raptors, things come together quickly, but listen, I wouldn't be surprised to see things dip before they get better again.
And for what it's worth, I like the move just for the sake of you're 11-18. Something's not working, but at the same time, I totally get your point, Jonesy. In that
I'd have changed 2 guys.
Well, I was just going to say, if you change one, now it's like you're pinning it potentially on Dennis, and it's clearly not him. And I'm positive that Darko Rajakovic would say the same thing. It's not on Dennis. But if you do make the change, then do you put Pirtle into the second unit and start Precious? Do you maybe, bring Malachi into the starting lineup, put Dennis on the bench, keep Gary with him as a part of the second unit? There's lots of different permutations, and maybe ultimately we see that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just, hey, we're trying this. We'll see how it looks. If it goes well, great. We roll it into the next game. If not, maybe we try something else.
My own feeling would have been, and this probably would have raised eyebrows, but I would have kept the chemistry between Pirtle and Schroeder together and put Precious maybe in a little bit more energy into the starting lineup to get better starts. So Precious and Gary go in, and Pirtle and Schroeder come out.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you're leaving those 2 in the starting lineup.
No.
Hold on a second, Josie. Those are fighting words. Hold on a second.
That was for, as you said, and we talked about off air.
Yeah.
Now it looks like it's Dennis was the guy, right? So now, and listen, I get it. Like in life, I've been in a situation where you need to make a change in a different walk of life, and you do it slowly, sequentially, and you see what the impact of changing things one at a time is. You make your list of 4 or 5 things, you prioritize, you go ahead and address one, and it might fix 2, 3, 4, and 5. One might make a little bit of a change, not enough. Now you go to 2. Now you go to 3. So I can see that. But in this case, too, you're also dealing with egos. Although Schroeder's been in the league, 10, 11 years, he's a guy that can handle that. So, and listen, the other part of it, too, is he's played all summer. This might not be bad for him. He's playing more minutes when you think about it. 32 minutes. He's normally, over the course of his career, a 20 to 25 minute guy. And he's coming off the World Championships where he's played a lot. So who knows? Maybe this will jumpstart the Raptors.
Starting lineups brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Avdia, Kuzma, Gafford, Poole, and Jones for the Wizards. Siakam, Anunoby, Pirtle, Barnes, and Gary Trent, as we've just been discussing, into the starting lineup for the Raptors. So a change for the first time this season, not injury related, for the Raptors starting five with Gary Trent in there, averaging about 17 points per game over his last 4 games, shooting over 51% from the floor and 44% from 3. We'll see if he can keep that rolling into tonight's tilt against Washington. The Wizards come in as only a 5-win team, 5-24. The Raptors 11-18. Again, the starting lineups brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. The Raptors in their white uniforms trimmed in red, and Washington in their district uniforms, the black uniforms trimmed with a little teal and I guess we'll call it red. It's kind of a peach, I suppose. Either way, it's the District of Columbia uniforms as the Raptors and Wizards are underway. Washington starts with the ball. Kuzma up top. Triple up and in for Jordan Poole, and a quick strike 20 seconds into the ball game.
Well, he's the guy that's the head of the snake. You really just have to be aware of him and get into him and make him work. He can get selfish at times and, forget about his teammates.
Barnes back at the far elbow for the Raptors, goes cross-court over to Pascal. Triple no good for Siakam. Barnes with the rebound back up top to Gary Trent on the logo. Fresh 14 for the Raptors as Trent comes around a Pirtle screen far side, goes cross-court right to left to OG. Driving, cut off at the free throw line, goes onto the baseline near side to Scotty, who rips the cords on an 18-foot jumper.
Nice job, OG, under control on the penetration, and Scotty spotting up in the short corner.
3-2, Washington leading. Kuzma, wing, far side, steps into a triple, buries it, 6-2.
That was OG's fault. He feigned like he was going to switch. He didn't. Pascal was late. Now Pirtle has to jump out, and it's too late on Kuzma.
In the near corner, OG answers back with a 3, and everybody's firing right now. 6-5. We're not even 90 seconds in.
Yeah, you got to tag Kuzma, though. He's the other guy. You talk about Poole. It's really a two-man show.
Well, and Kuzma had a monster game against the Raptors already earlier this season. He's cut off at the far elbow, goes back up top to Poole. Poole coming around a Gafford screen now, brings it to the near side, elevates for a jumper, and knocks it down over the outstretched arm of Jakob Pirtle.
Got to slow him a little bit, make him belly off his course and go away from the basket, give OG some time to recover.
The 17-footer for Poole has the Wizards up now 8-5. Raptors back on offense. OG out to Trent, wing near side, 3-ball good. We're locked at 8s.
Great job by OG, again under control with his penetration, not overextending himself.
Only been one missed shot in the game when you combine both offenses into the lane. Avdia hands it off to Gafford. He's fouled, and Daniel Gafford's going to go to the free throw line with 9:52 to go in the opening quarter.
Allow penetration. That's what happens. Everything gets broken down.
So Siakam takes the foul as Gafford gets set to head to the stripe. On the season, shoots just over 70% at the stripe. Raptors rolling into this ball game at 11-18, coming off that loss to the Utah Jazz on December 23rd. And if you look back, Jones, it wasn't that long ago. Speaking of 8-8, the score on the scoreboard right now, the Raptors were sitting at 8-8, but they've only won 3 of their last 10 ball games. And hoping for a change tonight with this change in the starting lineup.
Well, Schroeder, no stranger to coming off the bench. That's what he did most of his career on some good teams, and is quite a scorer off the bench too.
10-8. Washington leads as Gafford takes care of both at the stripe. Barnes out to OG, drives it into the paint. Cut off by Poole, goes back on the perimeter, near side. It's Scotty Barnes. Barnes picked up by Poole now on a switch. Barnes is going to go to work. No, up top to OG. Late in the shot clock. Elevates for the triple. Left it short. It was an air ball, and it's out of bounds. Washington ball.
I'd like to see Scotty walk Jordan Poole down. Take him into the paint. Force a double team to come. You might get a better look by doing that.
Washington down the floor. Less than 3 minutes in the ball game with a 10-8 lead. Kuzma at the free throw line. Goes back out on the perimeter. Near side. Poole for 3. Missed that one. Had a great look. And the Wizards can't control. The rebound goes to Siakam. Far sideline across center court. Cut off by Jones. Then Jones got a little too handsy as Siakam was trying to drive. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Raptors with 18 on the shot clock. They'll inbound from the far side.
Raptors, one of the top teams in points in the paint, 6th in the NBA. I'd like to see them continue to push the ball in there. Like I said, Scotty walking Jordan Poole down last time. Siakam there on the drive and transition.
Trent around a Pirtle screen, goes over the shoulder with the pass out to Scotty. Wing far side, triple no good. Rebound to Gafford, ahead to Poole. Cross court to Kuzma on the far side. Kuzma with the ball. Coming around a screen set by Gafford, and before the shot was taken, we've got a foul against the Raptors. It's going to wipe out the Kuzma triple. It'll be Washington ball.
You know, I heard the comments of Steve Kerr the other day, and I could not agree with him more. The NBA's, he said they've legislated it out of the game. I just think that my line is they've devalued defense. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's a scoring match the whole time. That was barely contact, and Pascal gets called now his second foul.
That's the only bad thing for sure, because it wiped out the 3 ball, which is good, but Pascal with now 2 fouls, as Jonesy mentioned, a little more than 3 minutes into the game, and now a little touch foul, a little excuse me foul going against Gary Trent.
You know, Avdi has got the ball, and he's ripping through, sweeping through one side to the other. He got a little hand on him. Like, it didn't impact the play. He still beat the guy on the drive.
Washington inbounding. Kuzma's got it on the near sideline. Elevates for the triple over Pascal. No good. Long rebound comes out, though, to Jones. A standing rebound out on the perimeter and a fresh 14. Jones has it. Steps into a triple and knocks it down. The Raptors look like they miscommunicated again defensively.
Well, they just left him. I mean, they were there, but they basically dared him to make the shot, and he did.
13-8, 5-point lead for the Wiz, their largest. Barnes in the lane, lobbed it up for Pirtle, who grabs it, turns in the lane, spins, and scoops it up and in.
Good patience by Jakob Pirtle. The chemistry not quite there. Scotty lobbing it, and it's not what Jakob was expecting.
13-10 now, Wizards leading. Poole catches it, comes around a screen, drives to the tin, lays it in. Nice execution by the Wiz, and Poole off early. He's got 7 of the 15 for Washington.
Well, they're shooting 72%, and that's not good either.
Siakam down on the block. There was contact on Kuzma. They said play on. Pascal wanted the call, but didn't get it either way. They just let it slide.
So why isn't that a flop?
Good question.
Why isn't that a flop?
15-12. Raptors down 3. Both teams shooting the ball well. 71% for the Wiz, 63% for the Raptors. Poole. Out to Jones, into the paint, lobs it up down low to Gafford, who dunks it down on an alley-oop.
Good penetration, smart play by Jones. Raptors got caught allowing the ball to get into the lane.
Washington leading as Siakam turns on the right block with a right-hand hook shot. No good. He misses on the 6-footer. Wizards with the rebound, leading by 5. 17-12, not even 5 minutes into the game. Kuzma, that's a walk. Yep, they call it, thankfully.
Good job by Pirtle to be up. That time they played the screen and roll a little bit differently, and it was well done.
7:06 to go, opening quarter. The Raptors down 17-12. It's Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Calling all fans of the blue and white. On Saturday, December 30th, as the Leafs host the Hurricanes, Sportsnet will host former Maple Leaf star Darcy Tucker at Scotiabank Arena. Come out to the Sportsnet booth located in Section 111 to meet your favorite Leafs alumni and light up your holiday season.
Hey, it's Darcy Tucker. Come visit me at the Sportsnet booth at the Leafs-Canes game on December 30th. Also, be sure to tune in to Sportsnet today on December 28th for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the game.
Presented by Sportsnet. Here for hockey.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Thanks for tuning in right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca. Raptors certainly in need of a victory, not only for the record overall, but hopefully to kind of set the holiday season right. 3 games in 4 nights as the Raptors play against Washington, then have a night off before facing the Celtics and the Pistons on the back-to-back to close out 2023. First quarter action right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. And Jones, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. You got to take care of business against the Wiz. You got to try and do your best against one of the best in the league in the Boston Celtics. But, man, that game against the Pistons to close out the calendar year is looming large, given the fact that, hey, things aren't going in the right direction for the Raptors right now. But, man, oh, man, has it been a grind, to say the least, in the Motor City.
Well, it's been tough for Detroit. I watched that entire Detroit game last night, wall to wall. I watched every play, every single minute, and they were right there against Brooklyn and gave it up at the end. And you know they're going to crack through at some point. You just hope it's not against you.
Entering action tonight, the Pistons having lost 27 games in a row. Washington, crazily, only 3 wins better at 5-24, but they've got the early lead against the Raptors, leading by 5. It's 17-12 as Avdia gets into lane. Went left, turns back right, and buries the fade jumper in the paint on about a 4-5 footer.
Washington 7 for 9. Like, they've missed 2 shots. We're halfway through the quarter. Got to pick up the defense.
Siakam back for the Raptors with a quick one right toward the 10. About a 5-footer goes. Pascal with a couple of buckets in the ball game, playing with 2 fouls as the Raptors trail 19-14.
They go to zone, Toronto.
Kuzma misses the 3 from the far sideline, so the zone works there at least as they get the stop. Barnes, great pass down low to Siakam, who had to save it though on the baseline, goes back out on the perimeter. They work it back to Scotty, who gets to the near elbow, missed the jump shot, and the rebound to Jones. Across center he comes. Got a step on Pearl, got into the lane. He was looking for the lob to Gafford, and a great read by Scotty to break it up. Trent to Pascal. Down low, Patience missed the layup against Avdia, got his own miss back and put it into the 10, and the Raptors have cut it to 3.
Good job, Toronto. That's their calling card. The hallmark of their fast break. Get out in transition once you get the live ball turnover. Still playing the zone.
19-16, Wizards lead. Poole has it straight away over on the wing far side inside the arc to Kuzma into the paint, and an easy lob to Gafford.
Well,
that's one way to break the zone.
Well, they got it past the first line, and OG wasn't able to retreat quick enough, which meant Pirtle had to step up, and they just lobbed it over his head.
21-16, the lead back up to 5 for Washington. It's been as high as 7.
When you play the zone, you've got to protect the middle of the lane.
And Barnes just got sloppy with the ball out at center court. It was taken away rather easily by Avdia, who's got it now and waiting for his troops. He brings it back on the perimeter to slow things down. Shot clock down to 12. Avdia hands off to Poole. Poole cut off as he drove toward the baseline. Far side out to Avdia for 3. And just like that, the lead has ballooned to 8.
Well, it started with a live ball turnover.
24-16, Raptors down. Barnes into the lane, turns the corner, drops the floater, but they're going to wipe out the bucket and say that it was a moving screen on Pirtle, and we're going the other way. Washington ball.
That's Steve Kerr's words right here. All they did was run into Pirtle, and because he was screened properly, he hit the deck, and that bought the call. It's really becoming difficult, and I hate to sound like the old guy from 1980 or 90, but it's really becoming difficult to watch, as Steve Kerr said, guys, bait the referees into making calls that they have to make, or else people say, what is that?
4:38 to go in the opening quarter as Siakam checks out and Dennis Schroeder comes into the ball game off the bench for the first time. Pascal down with 6 points, a couple of rebounds, 2 fouls. Now 4:23 to go in the opening quarter. And we're going to have a jump ball as Kispert into the game. Got into the lane, lost the handle, and the Raptors tied it up. So it's going to be Kispert against Pirtle. A chance for the Raptors maybe to control here, and they do. So Pirtle taps it to Schroeder, and the Raptors will wipe out that Washington possession. A chance to get back on the scoreboard here as they trail by 8. Washington shooting 75% to start the game. Barnes, right to left, cross court, over to Schroeder, puts it on the floor, into the paint, went at Kispert, stops in the paint, goes back out to Trent, up fake, sidestep, set the feet, bucket from straight away.
Really good job by Gary. He's always very patient and rarely takes an off-balance shot.
Raptors down 5. Jones steps behind Gafford, got space, missed the 3, rebound to Scotty Barnes, and he'll keep it himself. Across center he comes. 3:45 to go in the quarter. Barnes on the near side. Turns around, kicks back out to Schroeder. Whips a pass to Trent, north side 3. That one short. Rebound comes out, tracked down by OG to Trent in the paint. Back out on the perimeter to Schroeder. Shovel pass over to Barnes for 3, and he knocks it down from the near sideline and then talks some junk to some fan in D.C.
Schroeder's doing a nice job on the last couple of possessions. He's found Trent and Barnes for good looks.
24-22, the Raptors on a mini 6-0 run. Kuzma out towards the logo at center, guarded by Barnes. Goes into the near corner to Gafford, put it on the floor, went at Pirtle, got blocked by Yak, and it's picked up by Gary Trent. Here comes Schroeder across center to Barnes. Barnes back over to Dennis straight away. Schroeder's got it. Bounce pass to Barnes, but they weren't reading the same mail, and the Raptors turn it over.
Well, Schroeder passed it to where he thought Barnes would be, and Scotty stopped.
And down the other end, Schroeder did a nice job getting in front of Avdia, and Avdia missed the layup. Back down the floor comes OG. Layup is good. 8-zip run for the Raptors, and they've tied it at 24.
Really nice job by Toronto. I think Schroeder's really kind of tried to play a role since he's come in here.
Well, 3 assists in 2 minutes.
Yeah, 3 assists, but, you know, at the other end, I thought he could have stood there and maybe tried to take a charge, but he did disrupt the layup, and the Raptors turned into a fast break opportunity at the other end.
2:44 to go, opening quarter. Raptors shooting 56%. They've tied the game at 24. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Unhibernate, a verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage, I am going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter action, 2:44 to play. The Raptors and Wizards tied at 24. Jonesy, I want to read something to you. I just saw it literally as we were coming back to air. Eric Corrine from The Athletic tweeted this out, and he said that last night he asked Darko Rajakovic what would lead to a change in the opening lineup, in the starting lineup, if there were to be a change. This is a quote that Darko said to Corrine. He said, "It's a lot of things. It's communication with my coaching staff first and foremost. It's my feel. It's also envisioning direction, where that change can take us and what we do to achieve that. I said a cosmetic change. It means making a change just to make it does not make sense if there is no vision behind it. When you have a vision and you want to follow up and see what it looks like and give it a chance, then it makes sense." But we'll see.
We'll see. So far it has.
24 apiece. 2:25 to go in this opening quarter, and the Raptors defense stands tall again as the Raptors take the ball away and bring it down the floor. Boucher out to Porter, to Trent in the near corner, to OG. Left that one way short on the 3-ball.
Terrible timing on that shot. He was up in the air and shooting that ball as he was coming down.
Deep triple from Poole from the wing near side, no good. And the Raptors advance across center.
You can entice Jordan Poole into that stuff.
OG driving the 10. Looked like he tripped or something for a moment and almost lost control of the ball, but kept it on his hip, got it up and in, and the Raptors take the lead for the first time.
Yeah, a little stumble, but got his body into Gallinari.
Raptors trying to dig in again on defense. Muscala has it right now, trying to back down on Boucher. Up fake, then turned, leaned in, and blew the layup. Raptors get the rebound, and they push ahead. Schroeder to Boucher on the wing near side. 3-ball up and clean for Chris Boucher.
Well, you want energy, you put Chris Boucher in the game, and that's what the Raptors have done. They're on a nice little run here to take this 5-point lead. 13-0 over the last almost 3 minutes.
Poole lobs it down low to Muscala. Double team comes on Muscala. He's trying to get out of it. Check that. It was Gallinari. I apologize. Gallinari's got it right now on the near sideline. He's going to elevate into the triple. Miss that one. Washington gets the rebound, though. Kispert up top. Dangerous. No. Missed that one. Rebound to Poole. And the Raptors took it away from Poole as he got into lane. Great hands by Porter. They kick ahead to Gary Trent. Stop for a moment. Defense went flying by, and he lays it up and in.
Really good job getting to the loose ball. 50-50 ball. So important if you're the Raptors. Get up, get on those.
And with under a minute to go, the run continues for the Raptors as they have opened up a 7-point lead. It's 37 seconds remaining, and Toronto at 31-24.
This will be 3 straight first quarters they've lost after having their issues.
They've won.
That they've won after losing 8 straight, having their issues in the first quarter. But as I said off the top, it's about a 48-minute effort. This is good for the first 12, but you need 3 more laps like this.
Checking in for the Raptors, Jacob McDaniels, and returning Pascal Siakam.
Koulibaly at the line. Knocks down the first free throw. Second one coming, as the Raptor lead has been cut to 6. And that one rolls off, so the lead stays at 6, 31-25. Schroeder across center. On the wing near side, dips behind a Boucher screen, gets to the free throw line, back out to McDaniels, up top to Schroeder. Splits defenders, fires a pass, far corner, Pascal for 3, no good. Rebound to Muscala.
Great look, great punch, dribble, and draw and kick by Schroeder.
31-25, last shot time for the Wizards. They're down 6. They had a 8-point lead already earlier in the ballgame. And they've plummeted to 45% from the floor. The Raptors still shooting 56%. Either way, they're going to have the lead going to the second quarter. Driving into the paint, missing that one was Muscala. So the Raptors get another stop to close the frame. And Jonesy, they'll head to the second quarter with another lead.
Wow, they certainly got a boost, a jump start when they brought the bench in. And you think about Schroeder, Boucher, Porter, McDaniels getting a little more time after not getting much time at all. Darko really going deep into the bench. We haven't seen Achua. We haven't seen Flynn. Maybe that's the other part of the change.
31-25, Raptors on top by 6. Second quarter action will come next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
When you want to bet on sports, played on a field or ice or course, Bet Rivers is the place. Over, under, money line, same game parlays, it's all fine.
You'll put a smile on your face. Bet on the sports you love with Bet Rivers Sportsbook.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
Boxing Week blowout savings are here at TSC. Save up to 70% on an amazing collection of products. Plus, interest-free easy pay payments on all electronics. For big savings on all the fashion, home, and beauty must-haves you really wanted this year, check out Boxing Week at TSC. Shop now at tsc.ca. Exciting offers every day.
It's beginning to look a lot like Lexus. It's a December to remember at Don Valley North Lexus. Right now, get lease rates as low as 3.3% for 28 months on selected 2024 Lexus RX and NX models with security deposits applied. See DonValleyNorthLexus.com for details. A proud member of Wayne's Auto Group.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second quarter. And what a turnaround it was, Jonesy, for the Raptors. Now leading by 6 after trailing by 8, still shooting a hair under 57%. And the point you were just making going into the break, we've already seen a different look to the unit overall, to the team overall, not just the starters, but with Otto Porter and Jalen McDaniels getting early burn.
He had only 3 appearances in December, McDaniels, under 10 minutes in November. And here he is getting a look at an important time in the game.
Schroeder went into the paint, backed up towards the perimeter, then stepped inside the arc, missed a jumper from straight away on about an 18, 19-footer. So the Raptors empty on their first offensive trip of this second quarter. Still leading by 6. Poole out on the perimeter, trying to shake free from Porter. Went left, went right, came back, kicks it back over. Open look at a 3. That one no good. Down low, cleaned up by Muscala, then blocked by Porter. Man, Otto's everywhere right now. And now McDaniels gets a steal as he jumps in front of the pass out on the perimeter. How about that defensive stand?
Really good job by Otto. Great footwork, too, to stay with Poole on the perimeter before that whole sequence developed.
31-25, Raptors up 6. Schroeder, far side, driving into the paint, stopped by Poole, spins, fires, and a bucket for Schroeder.
Tough shot. He missed an open one and then comes back and knocks down one with a guy having his fingers right up his nose.
Raptors trying to dig in again on Diaz. The lead goes up to 8, largest lead of the game for the Raptors. We're just over a minute into the second quarter. Into the paint, driving, Muscala kicks it back out. Gets the ball back in the near corner and missed a jumper from about 19 feet. Not sure that's the guy you want taking those shots, considering who's on the floor right now. Schroeder out on the wing far side. Great bounce pass right into the 10 to Porter. And I don't know if Otto realized how open he was.
Really good job. Really good job there. Raptors doing a nice job moving the ball. And their defense has finally clamped in. Washington under 30% now, under 40%.
19-1 run for the Raptors going back to the first quarter as they have opened up a 10-point lead. And now Chris Boucher is being called for a foul on what looked to be a very clean block. Did I miss something?
I thought he did a nice job.
Looked like he went straight up for the block and Poole ran into him.
Yeah, that's one where I think the competition committee, and I keep asking this question every time it happens. What is the ball handler, the shooter's responsibility in elevating, particularly on a jump shot, and landing in the same spot? On that play, Chris went straight up and down. The shooter came into him, and there was contact. And it was after. And it had nothing to do with the shot.
Poole at the stripe. Knocks down the first one. Second one up and clean.
That's 2 free points for them.
Yeah.
On what should have been an out of bounds.
35-27. Raptor lead is 8. 2 minutes gone by here in this second quarter. Barnes to Schroeder. Dennis above the arc on the near side. Goes back over to Scotty on the far wing to McDaniels. Back to Scotty, cross court, over to Schroeder. Fake the pass, now gives it to Boucher. Contested triple, no good. And the rebound goes to Washington. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Down Main Street and looking to drive and finish, but the ball was knocked away. And it's going to be a foul going against Otto Porter, and it's going to send Avdia to the free throw line.
Well, Otto Porter scoring for the first time since November 22nd. And this is his old stomping grounds. Maybe a little extra motivation, a little bit more of a personal touch on this for Otto.
Avdia at the stripe. Misses the first one. Second one is up and clean. So Washington has cut the Raptor lead to 7. If I'm not mistaken, though, their drought without a field goal still goes back to the first quarter because they had 1 point. Now the last 3 have all been at the free throw line. But as I say that, wipe it out as they got a steal at midcourt. Again, the Raptors sloppy with the ball, and it turns into a dunk for Avdia, and the lead has been cut in half. It's sat at 10, and it's a mini 5-0 Washington run. Great pass from Barnes to a cutting McDaniels along the baseline for a dunk in traffic.
Scotty always has his head up. Great job, and McDaniels, great job of relocating when the defender turned his head.
Free ball on the other end is good for Landry Shamet, and Washington, they looked like they were in a massive funk on the wrong end of a 19-1 run, but yet they still now only trailed by 4. McDaniels, far side on the wing, too strong on a triple. Rebound to the Wizards. Out on the wing, far side, free ball, rattled a couple rims, popped out, no good for Poole. Raptors with the rebound. Scotty Barnes out on the far side, dips around a screen, gets to the free throw line, stops, pops, misses, rebound to Muscala. Raptors now have had a few empty trips here, or at least 3 of the last 4, with that McDaniels dunk being the only finish. Avdia has it on the wing near side. Picked up by Porter. Back out to Shamet. Shamet now trying to shake free from Porter. Drives into the paint, goes off glass. It rolled off the rim, no good. Raptors get a stop. Here comes McDaniels. On the perimeter, hands off to Scotty Barnes. Drives it to the baseline, into the paint. Left hand, scooped it up, missed it. Cleaned up by Boucher. Dips under the rim. Thought he was fouled, and it looked like there was a lot of contact, but they're going to say clean.
I don't know how you don't call that a foul, and you call that little touch on Chris when Poole ran into him on the drive.
Poole stopped in the paint, goes back out on the perimeter to Avdia. To Shamet, got through traffic, caught it on the pass, and dunked it down, and the Wizards have chopped the Raptor lead to 2.
It was a simple pin down on the strong side, and the Raptors didn't play it well. There wasn't ball pressure. Boucher had his hands in his pocket. Porter was trailing. The man guarding the screener didn't step out. Pretty easy play to defend, and the Raptors got caught flat-footed in many ways.
7:33 to go in the second quarter. Raptors still on top, but the Wizards trying to make a run here as they've cut it to 2. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account, and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys.
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine. That's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Protecting your home or business is your top priority. It's also ours. Superior Door and Gate Systems create custom solutions based on what you're looking for. We specialize in perimeter fencing, automatic security gates, pedestrian security gates, even retractable bollards. Everything's done by our in-house employees, including your design, manufacturing, and 24/7 support. This ensures your installation is seamless. Superior Door and Gate Systems, because security can only be measured by what it will save you. Book your free estimate at superiorgates.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 7:33 to go in the second quarter. And the Raptors lead the Wizards 37-35. Jonesy, we can kind of put this under a microscope and twist it, 20 different ways. Do you think that the dip here in the second quarter is a product of the second unit and the changes to the rotation, or is it just kind of, it is what it is?
I think it is what it is. I think Washington's kind of figured some stuff out, but the Raptors aren't helping themselves. You know, like I documented on that last play, they failed to apply, well, the three basic tenets of defense. They didn't pressure the ball. They didn't talk on the down screen. The man guarding the screener didn't step out and deter the guy catching the pass off his path, and the guy trailing was behind, and he curls into the lane for a dunk.
Well, a couple of changes to the Raptors as they come out of the timeout. Schroeder and Boucher still off the bench in the lineup now. And it's Siakam, Anunoby, and Barnes, and OG just dropped the triple to put the Raptors up by 5, 40-35, now 7:16 to play. Poole over to Shamet, got into the paint, and great job by Barnes. Got a piece of that, but Toronto unable to save it on the baseline. Boucher was right there, went flying into a cameraman, and he actually helps the camera guy up. Literally reaches down and grabs him with two arms and picks him straight up off the floor. Nice effort there from Boucher.
The anti-Dennis Rodman, right?
Yep. Raptors leading 40-35.
I give Chris credit, just trying to save the ball, doing a good job. Yep.
Shot clock down to 5 as Poole gets into the paint, stops on a dime, goes cross-court over to Avdia. Shot clock at 0. Did he get it off? They say he did, but he missed the shot. Gafford cleaned it up, then was fouled. I'll tell you, I didn't think he got that shot off.
I didn't think he got the shot off, and I didn't think there was a foul.
I would love to see that one again, because I was ready. The words were coming out of my mouth. Shot clock violation. He was on the baseline near side, and they claim that it was good. Luckily for Toronto, at least, it was a foul on the floor, not on the shot. So it's going to be sideline out of bounds for Washington as they trail 40-35.
What's sad is the only time they would look at that is if the ball went in.
Yeah, you're right about that. Either way, though, the Raptors getting the ball. Shamet lost the handle on the baseline, and as he bobbled it, the ball actually nicked a little bit of the baseline. So the ball is going to now go to Washington, or excuse me, to Toronto. It's going to be Washington's 6th turnover.
Now, this is a pretty veteran crew, too. When you look at
the officials, you mean?
Yeah, Matt Boland and Curtis Blair.
Sean Corbin.
Sean Corbin is the other one. I didn't see him, but it's a pretty veteran crew.
Across center comes Schroeder, calls out the play. Schroeder over to Anunoby on the far side, driving. Now sidestepping, baseline jumper, clean. Great footwork from OG.
Yeah, good move by OG. Had space, didn't drive into traffic and create issues.
42-35, 7-point lead for the Raptors. So they took the Washington punch, and they're trying to now deliver it right back. Jones over to Avdia, into the paint, over the shoulder pass to Kuzma, cut off down on the block, and the ball taken away. Great job by both Schroeder and Pirtle. Siakam to Barnes, down the floor, and a two-hand flush and a 9-point lead.
Those are the Raptors. In transition off the live ball turnover, and how smart is Schroeder? Knew Kuzma had him down low, didn't panic, knew the double was coming, and didn't foul.
Gafford gets into the paint. Pirtle gets big. Gafford left it short off the front of the rim. Here come the Raptors. Siakam in the near corner to Schroeder. Now Pascal comes over, sets a screen on a switch. Kuzma picks up Schroeder. He gives the ball to Pascal. Got a step on Avdia, and foul on Avdia on the floor. It'll be a fresh 14 for the Raptors with their 9-point lead.
They're doing a really nice job. I mean, if you look at who's in the game right now, because of the way the rotation is, you're halfway through the second quarter, and you had your old starting lineup on the floor for the first time, helping to make this push to give them, well, their largest lead of the game. Well, possibly their largest lead of the game on this trip.
44-35, as Jonesy says, it would be the largest lead right now, but nope, not going to happen as a lazy pass was just picked off by Kyle Kuzma. They kick it ahead to Jones for 3 in front of the Raptor bench. Great job by Schroeder to get on that shot.
Good challenge by Dennis, really good challenge.
Siakam into the paint, drives on Gafford, turns around, passes back out to Scotty for 3, and he buries the north side triple. And there's the largest lead that you were just talking about, Jonesy. Raptors up 12. A 20-point swing already in this first half. Kuzma above the arc. Raptors on a 10-0 run. Washington trying to end it right here. A floater in the lane goes on the leaner from Avdia just below the free throw line. Raptors lead by 10. 5 minutes to play in the opening half. Schroeder directing some traffic. He's got Kispert on his hip. Goes back over to Scotty Barnes for 3 does it again. Scotty is hot tonight, folks. 3 of 4 from distance, and he's got 13 to lead all scorers. Raptors lead by 13. Kuzma getting into the paint. Floating it up across his body as he was fading toward the far side, and he gets the floater to go on a 6-man, maybe 5-footer. 50-39. Raptors up 11. Great job by Schroeder to turn the corner, get into the paint, but he lost the handle. It's picked up by the Washington Wizards. Raptors now with 6 turnovers. Kuzma with the 3 ball. Hit the back rim, went straight up in the air, hit the front of the rim, and came down into the hands of the Raptors. Barnes ahead to Pascal, tried to lob it up on an alley-oop to OG, botched that one. Knocked away by Washington. And here come the Wiz again. And we got a foul on Dennis Schroeder against Avdia. And Dennis is going to check out of the ball game.
Well, the Raptors ended up with the old starting lineup being in the game at 7:24. So we've gone about 3 minutes now with 4:07 to go. And the Raptors have pushed their lead from 5 to 11, and it was as many as 13. So, again, playing against the Washington bench, guys that are familiar with each other.
Kuzma driving on the far side. Raptors collapse the D, and they call the foul on Pirtle.
The other reason why I don't like leaving the inbounder open. That's the most dangerous guy. You're not on him. He passes it in. There's nobody in front of him. It's a running give and go to the basket for
Kuzma. Full steam ahead, right?
Yep. Who knows? Maybe you tip that pass. Maybe you make it more difficult. Maybe he throws it away to the point where, one of your guys gets a hand on it. So Gary Trent back in. You got your new starters back in.
Kuzma went 1 of 2 at the stripe, so the Raptor lead stays in double figures. It's at 10, 50-40. They push the ball across center. Pascal's got it on the near side. Raptors have yet to be to the free throw line in this game. Washington already with 10 free throw attempts. 3 ball from Barnes, no good. Tracked down, though, by Jakob Poeltl out to OG. 3 ball for OG is another air ball. And OG Anunoby, in spite of the fact that he's now 2 of 5, has missed badly on 3 of the 5. 2 of them being air balls. 3:37 to go here in the opening half. Raptors leading by 10. Kuzma backing up towards center, now out on the far wing. Bounces the pass to Gafford down Main Street, and a dunk in traffic goes. Raptor lead is cut to 8.
Daniel Gafford, the captain of my It's a Miracle When Anything But a Dunk Goes In team.
Siakam in the paint, turns, and it looked like he was maybe shooting, but he fired a pass to Barnes, couldn't handle it on that hot potato. Washington down the floor. Kuzma 3 ball, no good. Kispert gets it out to Jones, blocked from behind from Barnes, who is getting back into the play. What a play by Scotty. Siakam to Poeltl, layup no good, but he's fouled, and to the stripe will go Jakob Poeltl.
Great job by Scotty. Great job hustling back into the play, not giving up, ends up with the block. And then the Raptors again on the quick strike. You never like to anticipate, but I really felt that Yacht could have gone strong with that and made it an and one.
50-42. Raptors leading by 8 as Poeltl goes to the free throw line. Dips, fires, and the first one is good. Poeltl comes into the game shooting 51%, and that's actually gone up a little bit in terms of where he was just a week, let alone 2 weeks ago. So he's been a little bit better at the stripe. Let's see what he can do with the second one. Raptors leading by 9, their largest lead in this first half, 13. 3:04 to go in the first half. Second free throw is up and clean. So Yak takes care of business to put the lead back at double figures.
Really good job. I mean, that's going to enhance Darko's confidence in keeping Poeltl on the floor. Raptors in his zone.
Jones down Main Street, split defenders, then the running floater goes too easy.
Somebody's got to declare the ball to shift the zone, and that talk has to come from the back line.
52-44, Gary Trent at the free throw line, passes back out on the perimeter, far side to Barnes, throws the pass down toward the block to Poeltl to Trent in the far corner, and another illegal screen set by Jakob Poeltl, allegedly. It'll wipe out the Trent bucket, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor.
I can't take these. Every guy, rather than trying to fight over the screen or properly defend it, just hits it like sticky paper and then falls down, and the referee's baited into making a call.
52-44, Raptors lead by 8 with 2:37 to go in the first half. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like solivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to uncommon winter confidence.
And a truck with two men, and a truck with two men, and a truck with two men, and a truck. Take 2 men in a truck, 2 men in a truck. .ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2 men in a truck, 2 men in a truck. .ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2 men in a truck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks. So give us a call today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter action. Raptors leading the Wizards 52-44. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Philadelphia leading Orlando 42-40 with about 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half of that ball game. About 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter in Brooklyn. The Nets lead the Bucks 20-19, and everything else has yet to tip off. It will in mere moments with Phoenix at Houston, the Knicks in Oklahoma City to face the Thunder, and then at 8:30, Cleveland and Dallas. So a relatively light night with 6 games in the association, including this one, Toronto and Washington. The Raptors up 8, 52-44. 2:37 to go until half, and pretty solid first half overall, Jonesy, for the Raptors, shooting 54%.
Well, the biggest thing is their defense. They're holding Washington to 16 of 40%. And that's the thing. That's, to me, the biggest thing. The Raptors, they're never going to be an offensive juggernaut, but you've got to impact the other team enough to stay in the game.
Washington with the ball out of the timeout, and they end up getting a bucket. And they cut the Raptor lead to 6 as Avdia, from 4 feet it goes. Gafford was hanging around the rim waiting to tip that one if need be. Raptors on offense. We got a kick ball on Avdia. It'll be 17 on the shot clock for the Raptors as they will inbound from the side. Trent straight away. Elevated for the jumper, had a fantastic look and couldn't knock it down. He left it short. So now the Raptors staring down the barrel of maybe not closing this first half very well. Gafford gets into lane, passes back out to Kispert, to Jones, cross court left to right over to Avdia. Into the paint, goes back out to Jones, whips a pass over to Kispert, but a sloppy one at his shoe tops. He bobbled it, got it back to Jones. Shot clock at 5. Avdia's got it. Fake the pass, drives in the paint, gets to the 10, missed the layup. Great job by the Raptors to get hands in there.
Multiple effort.
Trent, right to left, over to Schroeder, wide open, but instead he goes down low to OG for the soft dunk and the foul, and a three-point opportunity coming.
I don't know if it's a concerted effort to be a passer.
I know what you're about to say. I agree.
Or the fact that he hasn't shot the ball well recently, Dennis Schroeder, and he's going to make sure he gives it up for a better shot. Regardless, he's doing a magnificent job finding people. 8 assists, and that time it turns into an and one for OG.
54-46 with just over 90 seconds to go, and Anunoby misses the free throw. OG in the first half with 14 points to lead the way for the Raptors. In fact, he's the top scorer in the ball game on either side. 54-46. Kuzma turning the corner on the near side, and wow, Siakam just stopped. He was with Kuzma and just stopped. And Kuzma went undeterred straight to the tin.
Well, you let him go because you don't want to pick up that third foul with a minute to go in the half.
Pascal with 6 points in the first half and 2 fouls. Trent missing badly in the near corner. Rebound to the Wizards as we tick under a minute to play. Kispert thought about the pull-up. Cut off by Schroeder. Found Poole cutting to the tin, bobbled the pass, lost it, and it's picked up by the Raptors. They've got a 4-on-1 as Trent lobs it to OG, who dunks it down, and the Raptors push the lead back to 8.
Really, really good job there. Good spacing, good conversion.
And another steal for the Raptors. Another Washington turnover. Siakam to OG. Stops on a dime, lays it in with the left hand, fouled, and he's going to the free throw line for a 3-point play.
Great spacing again on that fast break. You know, I've been critical of the Raptors not spreading the floor on fast break attempts. The first one, the dunk by OG. Kispert was in no man's land with a 4-on-1. And this one, Pascal did a good job of pushing the ball toward the middle to draw Trey Jones over, and then did a nice job finding Anunoby.
So Toronto now leading by 10. So just as it looked like things might be slipping away here late second quarter, the Raptors put the foot down, get a couple of defensive stops, and push the lead to 11 as OG just knocked down the free throw. He's now got 19 in the first half, 59-48.
Interesting, Schroeder and Trent on the floor for this run.
Poole up top to Jones. Good look at a 3-ball. Cranked it off the back rim, though, and the Raptors controlled the rebound.
Siakam out, McDaniels in.
Schroeder out on the wing far side, guarded by Jones. Jones has been quiet tonight, only 5 points. Came into the ball game, averaging nearly 19 over his last 6. Schroeder, far corner. McDaniels missing on the 3-ball. In traffic, Barnes with the rebound, out to OG. He missed that one. Barnes was looking for the putback jam, missed it. Washington down the floor with 1 second to go, and off glass and in. It's good for Kispert on the layup. No doubt about that one. The Raptors couldn't get back quick enough, and Washington closes on a high with the bucket to cut the Raptor lead to single digits.
Well, they had a great look. OG Anunoby, only 2 of 6 from 3, had a wide open corner look, and when it doesn't go with the other guys around the basket, it turned into an easy run out for Washington.
At the break, the Raptors lead 59-50. When we come back, you're going to get some halftime stats and then our halftime interview with Tyler Hansbrough. But before we go, I want to remind you that Bet Rivers Sportsbook and Casino is here, and it's your home for chance this basketball season. Download the app featuring thousands of action-packed bets, thrilling slots, and exciting table games for you to enjoy all season long. Bet Rivers and Raptors basketball on Sportsnet. It's time to take a chance. Must be 19 plus, available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Again, the Raptors lead by 9 at the break. We'll be back with more in a moment on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Do you have rooms in your home that are out of bounds because of too much stuff? Make a fast break to Access Storage. Access Storage offers safe, affordable, and flexible storage to create the space you need on your home court. Try 4 weeks free at one of over 100 Ontario locations. Visit accessstorage.ca and transition easily to more space in your home. Access Storage, proud partner of the Toronto Raptors.
As a parent in Ontario, I know the importance of investing in education, but I'm concerned. The Ford government talks a big game, but the reality that I see is more cuts. I see fewer resources, supports, and programs in my kids' school. This government needs to make real investments now so that all students can succeed. Because when we invest in students, we invest in the future. Tell the Ford government you agree. Visit knowmore.ca. That's knowmore.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
Boxing Day is on now at Visions Electronics with incredible savings of up to 85% off, plus amazing door crashers all week long. Get a 70-inch 4K smart TV starting at only $498 and touchscreen Chromebooks for only $198. And we'll beat any advertised price in Canada, guaranteed. Plus, you save even more when you pick up in store. Don't wait. Boxing Day is on now. See all the deals at visions.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. At the half, the Raptors leading the Wizards 59-50. OG Anunoby leading the way with 19 points. I almost said 59 points. Wouldn't that be great? 19 points in the first half for OG Anunoby on 8 of 13. He's 2 of 6 from distance. Scotty Barnes, 3 of 5 from distance, already with 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a block and a steal for good luck. Pascal Siakam struggling a little bit in the first half, but was playing in foul trouble with 6 points. Gary Trent got the start tonight, 8 points off the bench. Dennis Schroeder with 8 assists in only 15 minutes of action. Raptors shoot 52% as a team. Only one player on Washington, Denny Avdia, in double figures with 12. His Wizards trail the Raptors 59-50. When we come back, you're going to hear from former Raptor Tyler Hansbrough. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
It's beginning to look a lot like Lexus. It's a December to remember at Don Valley North Lexus. Right now, get lease rates as low as 3.3% for 28 months on selected 2024 Lexus RX and NX models with security deposits applied. See DonValleyNorthLexus.com for details. A proud member of Wayne's Auto Group.
Experience simply better security with Brevo.
One solution for the whole community. Brevo has multifamily buildings covered, from common areas to unit access and in-unit automation.
All with the convenience of access control from your mobile device.
Discover the Brevo advantage for your multifamily building. Join millions of people worldwide who trust in the original cloud-based security solution. Visit lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
This is the sound of vacationing. Woohoo! And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Woohoo! Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
selloffvacations.com. From Lone Star to the All-Star, the big and bold tastes of Texas are serving up your shot at a trip for two to the 2024 Rogers NHL All-Star Game. You can visit Lone Star Texas Grill for an ice-cold Texas-sized Molson Canadian and your chance to win seats at the first All-Star Game in Canada since 2012. Go from sizzling hot fajitas to sizzling hot puck handling. Win a trip to the NHL All-Star Game from Lone Star Texas Grill. Must be legal drinking age. No purchase necessary. Learn more at lonestar.ca.
With so many amazing features made for winter adventures, the Honda CR-V Touring Hybrid has something for everyone these holidays. Jack Frost delights in heated front seats. Rudolph loves the LED headlights. The Grinch, over the moon about its fuel efficiency. And his little dog Max is just happy to have some extra help with the two-motor hybrid engine. Bring home the 2024 CR-V Touring Hybrid and bring home something magical. Available in stock now. Lease any CR-V Hybrid for 5.99% for 40 months OAC. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. At the half, the Raptors lead the Wizards 59-50 on one of the latest editions of Smith and Jones. Jonesy and I had a chance to chat with former Raptor Tyler Hansbrough. And folks, you won't believe what Tyler's been doing predominantly with most of his free time these days. It's not basketball. He's still into sports, but, well, find out what I'm talking about right now. Give us an update on the world of Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah, well, I started podcasting, which that would be a surprise, but probably not as big a surprise as, what else I'm going to tell you. But I do a lot of podcasting. We cover college basketball, cover a little bit of NBA. It's Sleep Talk Worldwide, and it's on every platform if you guys want to listen to it. But besides that, I've really gotten into pickleball, and I've been absolutely addicted to it. I've always loved ping pong. So people who don't know pickleball, it would be like taking tennis and table tennis and combining the sports. And so I play with my brother and my family, and we've all kind of gotten addicted to it. So I thoroughly enjoy that. That's what I've been up to recently.
Well, listen, we know that another NBA great, Rick Barry, has really gotten into pickleball. What's your level, Tyler, in terms of we know you're competitive, but are you in tournaments? Is it just kind of a recreational kind of club thing with some people that you play with, or are you getting real serious about it?
Well, I've started jumping up in levels. Last tournament I played in was in California, the San Clemente PPA, and I had a really good mixed partner. We played the 5-0 level, which is the highest amateur level you can play at. So I started out at the lower levels and gradually gotten better and better and worked on my skill. Now I've had a lot of free time as well to do that. So, I've gotten a lot better at a good pace. So, I'm playing at the 5-0 level right now. Pretty competitive, but that's where I play at.
So let me ask you this then, Tyler. Like the competitive juices then from a kid that's played sports and all sorts of different sports from a young age, but obviously making it all the way to the NBA and the career you had and everything else and a standout collegiate career and whatnot. What's the comparison or what can you get out of pickleball compared to like when you were playing basketball at such a high and elite level? Like is it the fire? Is it the competition? Is it just staying active? Like what is it that you draw so much from it and that has, allowed the love of the sport to kind of grow so quickly for you?
Well, for me, I haven't found a sport that I really loved like I did basketball. And so for me, after basketball would be pickleball. And I've played a lot of golf, and I've really gotten into golf once I was done playing. And it was kind of the aspect I liked about golf was the mental challenge of, you kind of hit a bad shot, then all of a sudden you want to hit a Tiger Woods shot onto the green, but then you got to realize, hey, listen, I'm not Tiger Woods. I need to do what I can do as far as, hit my 5-iron and keep it straight and try to save par instead of, take my 3-wood out, which I can't hit straight, and try to, hit a hero shot and get a birdie. But pickleball has the same mental aspect to me as golf, and also it fills a competitive void, that I lost when I gave up basketball. And so it's been a good combination of that. Now, you can't get too amped up like you do in basketball because it can be counterproductive to you on the pickleball court. But, there's a mental aspect of, hitting the right shot and being patient in pickleball that there is in golf, but also not from basketball in a way. I find that on the pickleball court.
That was a portion of our conversation with Tyler Hansbrough from one of the latest edition of Smith & Jones. And folks, would you believe that Tyler Hansbrough and pickleball? Make sure you subscribe to Smith & Jones wherever you get your podcast, Google, Apple, Spotify, or otherwise. Make sure you download, subscribe, rate, and review with fresh content out every Thursday. When we come back, second half action with the Raptors leading the Wizards 59-50 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Unhibernate, a verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage, I am going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Boxing Day is on now at Visions Electronics with incredible savings of up to 85% off, plus amazing door crashers all week long. Get a 70-inch 4K smart TV starting at only $498, and LG soundbars with subwoofer for $128, and we'll beat any advertised price in Canada guaranteed. Plus, you save even more when you pick up in store. Don't wait. Boxing Day is on now. See all the deals at visions.ca.
Did you receive a Canada Emergency Business Account loan and want to take advantage of up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness, but might struggle to meet the January 2024 repayment deadline? The Merchant Growth CEBA Refinance Program is the solution. With financing for Merchant Growth, eligible CEBA applicants can pay off their balance by qualifying in minutes. Refinance your CEBA loan balance now to unlock up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness. Apply today at cebarefi.ca. That's CEBAREFI.ca.
As a parent in Ontario, I know that every student deserves to learn in a school that's safe and modern. And that starts with real government investment to address the teacher shortage, to ensure that my child and every child has a qualified teacher in the classroom. This and more student supports in schools means safer schools for everybody. Tell the Ford government that it's past time to invest in students. Visit knowmore.ca. That's knowmore.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
Hi, it's Catherine from Great Canadian Meat. Shopping stress? I get it. Dad wants
a motorcycle.
And Mom wants,
a 4x4, please.
But if you get them what they want, it won't be a surprise. So get them the next best thing. Great Canadian Meat.
Did you get my text? I want a trip to the Bahamas.
As if. Our sweet heat beef jerky is hotter than any beach in the Bahamas. And the guy she hopes to meet there. Keep it real. Get them Great Canadian Meat from our store in Whitby or greatcanadianmeat.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half. Raptors leading the Wizards 59-50. OG Anunoby with 19 in the first half for Toronto. And given the fact that there was a change tonight, it only seems right that we talk about that change. Gary Trent put into the starting lineup. Dennis Schroeder off the bench. They both played an even 15 minutes. Trent as a starter, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Off the bench, Schroeder, 2 points, only attempted 2 shots, but with 8 assists in 15 minutes. So a solid first half overall for Schroeder, Trent, and the Raptors. The key now, making sure they take care of business in the second half. The Raptors got off to a slow-ish start, but by the end of the first quarter, they had the lead at 31-25. They built up a lead as high as 13, had the Washington Wizards trim it down to 2 before the Raptors vaulted it back up to 9, and it sat at 11 until a late bucket from Kispert cut it to 9 going into the break. Third quarter starts, Raptors with the ball, and immediately they push the lead back to 11 on an alley-oop from Pirtle to Anunoby. 61-50 is the score.
Great call coming out of the timeout, coming out of the locker room, a set play, and go to the hot hand.
First touch now for Washington. And we got a little excuse me foul again going against Jakob Pirtle. He reached the hand in, poked the ball away, and they're calling him for a foul on Gafford.
And the team's first in the third quarter.
In the lane, Jones looked like it was going to be clean, and out of nowhere came Scotty Barnes with a monster swat. Raptors down the floor and fouled at the 10. It was Gary Trent, and it's going to be 2 free throws coming for Gary. How about Scotty Barnes doing it again on D?
Well, the Raptors defense, I know it's Washington, but it has been better tonight. Did a terrific job, Scotty, of not giving up on the play, and Jones even went with the long layup, the wrong foot, the right hand, the right foot takeoff to try and create some more space, and Scotty wasn't having it. And one of the key numbers tonight, Eric, fast break points. These are Toronto and Washington, 2 and 1 respectively. The top two teams. Washington number 1 in fast break points. The Raptors right now really handing it to Washington, 15-2 in terms of fast break points.
Pirtle now with an early seat on the bench. And Precious Achua comes into the ballgame for the first time. Didn't see any minutes in the first half, but he comes in for Pirtle with Yak picking up 4 fouls.
Interesting. Maybe Precious wasn't going to play unless foul trouble, and here it is. But, you know, those free throws by Gary Trent Jr., they won't, but they should count towards fast break points.
I agree. Yeah. Yep. He went 1 of 2 at the stripe to push the lead up to 12. It's 62-50, and it's an early timeout for Washington as they advance the ball across center and take that timeout. Only 53 seconds into the second half. Raptors up 62-50 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
You've heard that sound before. A basketball going off the backboard and in. A bank shot. Well, that's actually the sound of a fan winning a Raptors jersey. That's the sound of a fan getting a signed Raptors basketball. And that's a fan scoring tickets to the NBA Finals. With the Tangerine Bank Shot contest, every bank shot the Raptors score this season wins a fan a prize. Enter for a chance to win at tangerine.ca/bankshot. Tangerine, that's forward banking.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home. Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com. Monte Carlo Inns.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is
fácil.
Easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. Third quarter, Raptors leading the Wizards 62-50. We're only 53 seconds into this third quarter. And a quick timeout for the Wizards. We got to send a quick shout out as well to Jordan and his family, Jonesy, on vacation in Mexico and still dialed into the broadcast. Hardcore Raptor fans. So big shout out to Jordan and the family with the Raptors leading by 12. And it's been a solid night thus far for OG Anunoby.
Hopefully they're watching at a swim-up bar or something like that.
Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Sitting with your sandals on and feet in the sand.
You think we could ever do a broadcast from a swim-up bar sometime?
We can't even get out of the studio. Never mind a swim-up bar.
62-50, 12-point lead for the Raptors as Washington comes out of the timeout. We'll see what they've drawn up, trying to punch their way back into this ball game. Jones over to Poole. Poole dipping behind a Gafford screen. Achua trying to stay with him. He gets to the free throw line just above it. Misses on an air ball. Didn't hit anything. And even though Kuzma cleaned it up, the shot clock, you heard it going off in the background. And the Raptors stand tall, and that's a way for the Raptors to respond out of Washington's timeout.
Well, yeah, like I said, Washington shooting 40.4%. It is Washington, but the defense has been better.
Siakam whips a pass to OG. Cut off under the tin, goes back out to Barnes on the far side. Turns around, passes back out to OG. He's out on the far sideline right in front of his own bench. Ball was knocked away by Poole, and it's going to stay with the Raptors. 7 on the shot clock. OG will do the honors. Scotty gets the pass. Shot clock at 5. Barnes at the near elbow. Now brings it back on the perimeter on a step-back triple. Too strong, missed everything. Well, hit the backboard, I should say, I guess. Not a great look there for Scotty. 12-point lead for the Raptors. Washington a hair over 40% from the floor in the game. Avdia, near side, drives into the paint, goes out on the perimeter, far side to Jones. Back out to Avdia. Avdia now trying to drive on Achua, lost the handle, picked up by Gafford. He goes into the paint and misses the layup as the shot clock was winding down, but he gets his own miss back and puts it into the tin.
You know that he's not going to do any kind of shooting from the outside. Back off him. See if you can get him to stop his dribble.
Raptors up 10. Siakam down Main Street, took contact, no call, got the bucket as he fell to the floor.
Play through the contact. Good job by Pascal. Really good job there.
Pascal now 4 of 8 in the ball game. He's got 8 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Kuzma into the paint. Man, just taken away by Achua. Down the floor, Raptors had numbers 3-on-2, but Trent decides to take a 3. It's cleaned up by OG, and Anunoby falls to the floor as it looked like he banged knees, I think, with Gafford down low. OG's kind of rolling around a little bit, but he seems like he's going to be all right. And we got a foul going against Gafford.
Well, Gary just epitomized the new wave of the NBA. A 3-on-1, and you stop for a 3.
Yeah.
Give me the 2. You had Siakam wide open under the basket. Let's take that 2. I know you get the rebound. You got rebounders, but it's...
And the only way that's a good shot is if it goes in, and it didn't.
Well, your mathematicians are happy with it, I guess.
Trent's got it around an Achua screen. At the far elbow, goes back out to Pascal. Drives into the paint, off glass and in with a left-hand finish and 1. And Pascal with a big smile on his face as the lead goes to 14.
Smile is, that's okay, I'll do it myself. Don't worry about the 3 out there. Let's take the ball to the goal the old-fashioned way.
66-52. Pascal, he's now up to 10 points in the ball game. Got off to a bit of a slow start tonight because of early foul trouble, but now settling in here early in the third. Free throw, rims out. Raptors just 4 of 7 at the stripe tonight. Poole turns the corner and lost the handle. Man, he was wide open and he knew it, and he just butterfingered the ball. Here come the Raptors. Pascal driving on the near side, off glass, swatted by Gafford before it hit glass. Down the floor comes Jones to the tin, goes up and under. The outstretched arm of Achua got the layup to go, and the Raptor lead is cut to 12. They quickly push down the floor. Out on the far sideline, now on the wing, it's Trent. Gary Trent lobs the pass over to Pascal inside the arc, out on that far side in front of his own bench. He's in front of Jones, cutting to the tin. Barnes, great job and a better pass, and the two-hand dunk from Barnes has the Raptors back up 14.
Really good ball movement there. Really good ball movement, and again, taking the ball to the goal. Other than Gafford, there isn't a lot of rim protection back there.
68-54. Kuzma turns the corner into the paint on the near side. Missed that shot badly. Raptors defense converged, and Kuzma left with a wild one. Trent near sideline, 3-ball bucket. Raptors drop it down and go up 17 points with 8:12 to go in the third.
Really, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Raptors. You know, they had a disappointing loss before the holidays. 4 days off after that loss, and they come back and they look really sharp right now.
71-54, Raptors on top with 8:12 to go in the third. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, it's just me helping the city with my super strength. And help is what we did for Dave and Keith. They wanted a new living room, and we're approved for a home renovation loan. I'm invited to their next potluck, and I'm bringing my famous hero dip. I basically just melt a jar of cheese with my super heat vision.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like salivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to uncommon winter confidence.
Simply better security right from the palm of your hand.
Brevo is a leader in customized access control for buildings. Know who is coming and going in real time, access control and more conveniently from your mobile device.
From small businesses to multinational, Brevo secures it all.
Join millions of professionals worldwide who trust Brevo for simply better security. Learn more at lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. Third quarter. We're less than 4 minutes in. The Raptors have opened up a 17-point lead. And you said before the break, Jonesy, just what the doctor ordered. I totally agree with you. But I guess is it fair to say the pessimist in me looks at this and says, well, they were up 17 against Utah as well. So now, did you learn from your mistakes? Because the Raptors had a 17-point lead against the Jazz. They had a 13-point lead going to the fourth quarter, and they let that one slide. And you and I have talked about this a few times this year. When you play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game, there was probably a win over Milwaukee and a win over Phoenix that you maybe weren't expecting. But there was a loss to Chicago early in the season that likely shouldn't have happened. There was a loss to Charlotte that likely shouldn't have happened.
Lost to Portland.
There was a loss to Portland that likely shouldn't have happened. So when you start doing that and those cancel each other out, I look at it and say the Raptors could, if not should, quite easily have 3 more wins right now, which would put them at 14-15 going into this game with a chance to move to 500 with a win over Washington.
Yeah, but
that's the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And like we said earlier, I was talking with our producer J.R. Manitat about this at halftime. In the last 5 games, you're 1-4, and you're in every one of them.
Yep.
And have a chance to, you got to try to find a way to steal one of Philly or Denver because you're right in there with them. At the Atlanta game at home, it's a 4-point game with 9 minutes to go, and you end up getting, your clocks cleaned. Like those kinds of things can happen, and that's where the consistency has to improve if you're the Raptors.
Out of the timeout, it was a bucket for Jones on a 12-footer, cuts the Raptor lead to 50, and as Toronto runs offense right now, Achua hands off to Gary Trent on the wing near side, elevates for the triple, too strong, back rim, rebound, controlled by Washington. They keep it inbound, and they push down the floor. Kuzma driving into the paint at the 10, off glass and in, and a quick strike for the Wizards. They cut it to 13.
That's a pretty strong drive by Kuzma going to his strong hand.
71-58. And spinning in the lane, Pascal Siakam went right, came left, and laid it up and in.
Really, really good job by Pascal. And the floor spread nicely by the Raptors.
And away from the ball, we got a foul on the Wiz, so wipe out that Washington possession as Pascal was knocked to the floor on a moving screen, and it's going to be Toronto ball.
Well, good for Pascal if he realizes, because he's seen Jakob Poeltl take a couple of those, and he's had one of those. If they're going to call the guy running into the screen going down, I might as well try it myself.
Schroeder across center for the Raptors. Out on the wing far side, calls it the play, directs traffic. 8 assists in the ball game for Dennis. Goes over to Trent. Gary's got it. Trying to shake free from Jones. And they're calling a double dribble on Gary Trent. I didn't see it myself. Thought he had a pretty good handle, and then he took a bump and backed up. Going to be a 10th turnover for the Raptors as now Washington comes back down 15. Kispert in the lane at the free throw line, cut off, nothing happened in there, goes back up top. Coulibaly's got it right now. On the wing far side. Elevates over top of Achua and knocks down the jumper to push it again to 13.
Pretty good move by the youngster. He looked quite confident on that one.
Schroeder around a Siakam screen, goes over to Barnes, down low to Pascal, right under the 10, went at Gafford, and his shot rolls off the rim.
Good find down low, good position.
Coulibaly in the near corner, missed that triple. Rebound to Pascal, who stormed back on defense to secure that rebound. Here come the Raptors. Halfway through now the third quarter as Achua grabs it, takes the handoff, pulls up for the jumper, far elbow clean, and pretty shot there from Precious Achua.
Really nicely done. That looked like something you work out in the gym with. Faking the dribble handoff or the handoff and then putting it on the ground.
First bucket for Precious. Raptors again lead by 15. Jones has it out on the far side, goes up top to Kispert. Over to Kuzma, running start, gets into the paint, and finishes with the finger roll and a quick timeout from Darko Rajakovic.
Keep Kuzma to the left hand. Keep him on the weak hand, the non-dominant hand. He gets into the lane with the dominant hand, with the scoring hand, the right hand. It's very difficult.
So the Raptors leading by 13, but Darko seeing a few things he doesn't like right now, as Washington shooting 6 of 11 in this third quarter, and the percentage starting to climb. It's up to 45% as it was hovering around 42 at the half. Raptors still again, they're leading 75-62. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
You've heard that sound before. A basketball going off the backboard and in. A bank shot. Well, that's actually the sound of a fan winning a Raptors jersey. That's the sound of a fan getting a signed Raptors basketball. And that's a fan scoring tickets to the NBA Finals. With the Tangerine Bank Shot contest, every bank shot the Raptors score this season wins a fan a prize. Enter for a chance to win at tangerine.ca/bankshot. Tangerine, that's forward banking.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 75-62. The Raptors leading the Wizards by 13. 5:38 to play in the frame. Scotty Barnes having himself a solid ball game overall. 15.7 boards, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. Raptors playing the first of 3 straight on the road, but more importantly, when you look beyond the 3, Jonesy, they're home for 1 game on New Year's Day and then back on the road for 6. Do the math. That's 9 out of 10 on the road for Toronto.
On New Year's Day, that one road game on New Year's Day, home game on New Year's Day, that's a road game because it's one just sandwiched in the middle of a bunch of them. That's you're in and out. There's no time to do anything.
Siakam drives on Gafford, turns around, kicks out to Barnes for 3 from the west side. The triple good, and the Raptors lead by 16.
Good ball movement, good floor spacing.
We got a foul. And Schroeder talking about Kuzma taking a big flop out there. The foul was on Siakam away from the ball. That's going to be his 3rd. But closer to the play, Kuzma going flying and embellishing all over the place. And Schroeder saying, how come that one wasn't whistled?
We've seen 2 called this year in games involving Raptors, both against the Raptors. One against Boucher. One against Schroeder, I believe.
Yep.
And I just tweeted at halftime or whatever it is, posted on the X platform with all of this emphasis and discussion about STEM, secondary theatrical exaggerated movement. We're a third of the way through the season. I've seen 2 calls.
Yeah. Kispert, wing, near side. Bucket is good. He dipped behind a screen and buried a deep one to chop the Raptor lead back to 13. Schroeder out on the far side. Trying to shake free from Jones. Now turns the corner down Main Street into the near corner to Boucher for 3. Chris had that one roll around the rim and out. And it's actually going to go off Washington onto the baseline, so keep it with the Raptors and a fresh 14. Toronto getting a little gift right there. 78-65, Raptors on top with 4:34 to go here in the third quarter. Scotty Barnes going to get a breather right now as OG Anunoby comes into the ballgame. So it's Siakam, Anunoby, Trent, Schroeder, and Boucher. Pascal out on the perimeter to Boucher. Another look at a 3, and that one goes down for Chris Boucher.
Chris not shy, huh?
No, sir.
Not shy.
Off the bench, he's got 6 points, 4 boards. Kuzma to Jones. On the wing near side. Now more toward that near corner. Goes back out to Kuzma. Kuzma, he's got Schroeder in front of him. Trying to go at the smaller Schroeder as he gets into the paint. Running floater, rims out. The help came for Dennis. And Kuzma was forced into a tough one. On the near sideline, Pascal's got it. Now he drives on Gafford. Gets to the baseline, leans in, and gets it to go. He had Gafford in jail.
Well, he did a nice job driving him toward the middle, creating more space to go to the baseline. Great use of the dribble by Siakam.
You might have heard in the background from our courtside microphones, Pascal screaming for the and one. He didn't get it, but he pushed the lead to 18. Jones quickly chops it back to 16 as he gets the 10-footer to go for Washington. 3:30 to play in the third. 83-67. Schroeder across center court. Over on the far side to Trent. Gary thought about the three. Now goes over on the sideline to Boucher. Chris goes back to Gary. Shot clock at 7. Trent now on the sideline. Goes up top to Anunoby. Puts it on the floor. Drives to the 10. Scoops it up and in with a left hand. He got it to go. Contact came from Gafford. They said play on, and OG finished.
Really, really tough shot by OG. Handling the ball well in traffic going to the basket.
23 in the ball game for Anunoby. Top scorer on either side. Kispert. Straight away. Trying to work against Boucher. Stops his dribble. Goes to Gafford at the free throw line. There's the jump shot from Gafford. Wow. And he got the friendly roll. He played the Paul Jones odds. 85-69. Raptors by 16. Pascal was trying to weave his way into the lane. Lost the handle. Turned it over. Raptors 11th turnover. They nearly got it right back, but Trent couldn't take it from Kispert, who drives to the 10, lays it in, takes the and one, and it's a three-point opportunity now for Kispert as the Wizards try to go on a mini run.
Siakam had his defender beat, and the defender he beat initially before he ran into the help, ran him down, didn't give up on the play, and came back and made the steal.
2:32 to go now in the third quarter. Raptors briefly led by 18. It's now been cut to 14, and Kispert will try to make it 13. 85-71. Kispert off the bench with 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Free throw up and in, give him 8 points. And Washington, Jonesy, having themselves a third quarter. They're up to just under 48% from the floor.
Well, and that's what Darko called a timeout about. And this has been a habit for the Raptors. You get a lead, and then you start trying to outscore them.
Washington 10 of 16 in the third quarter as Anunoby just buried a triple right in front of his own bench to give the Raptors more breathing room. They still lead by 16 in spite of Washington scorching in this quarter. 88-72, ticking under 2 minutes to play. Koulibaly elevates for a triple and knocked it down. It's like everybody's just getting in on the offense right now. 88-75. Washington gives up over 120 a game. I don't know if the Raptors are getting there or not, but it's certainly looking like it could be that way. Schroeder driving to the 10, lays it up and in. Raptors shooting almost 57% with just over 90 seconds to go in the third. 90-75. Toronto on top by 15. Kispert shakes free from Boucher, gets into the paint, dunks it down. It's been way too easy for the Wiz in this quarter.
It has, and that's what's keeping them in. And as I said, it's kind of been something that I've seen from the Raptors. They get a lead, and then they all of a sudden start depending on their scoring to try to increase it rather than the defense.
Anunoby to Siakam in the paint, tried to scoop it up on a little finger roll. It was swatted away, but not before a foul came in as well. So Pascal's going to go to the stripe. Chance for 2 with 1:13 remaining in the frame. Pascal, these will be attempts 2 and 3 at the free throw line. Knocking on the door of a double-double with 14 points and 9 assists. Pascal Siakam dips and fires on the first free throw. And it's good. Give him 15 points. The lead now sitting at 14. Mentioned the Wizards, how well they've shot the ball. I'm going to update that for you right now. 12. Let me just double check my math, Jonesy. Yep. 12 of 18 in the frame. Meanwhile, the Raptors are 13 of 19.
And the lead is still only 15.
Yeah.
Right? You would think it would be up higher than that, but the defense, I mean, Raptors have been clipping along all night like that, but Washington's picked it up, and that's what's kept them in the game.
It was 9 at the half, so they tacked on 6 more, but the offense continues for the Wizards as Shamet gets a jumper to go on the near side. He's been a nice little spark off the bench for them tonight. He's got 7 as that one went from 16 feet. Schroeder milking the clock down towards center court. 42 seconds remain in the frame. Shot clock sits now at 10. Schroeder over to McDaniels, back to Schroeder. Straight away, north side 3 ball is good for Dennis Schroeder.
That's great. That's big for his confidence, too. He was only 5 of his last 15 in the last 5 games from 3.
Raptors shooting 43% from distance tonight, so certainly much better than what we've seen. And now McDaniels picks up a foul on Jordan Poole with 28.3 seconds left in the quarter. First in the last 2 minutes, so it'll be sideline out of bounds for the Wiz. Toronto leading by 16. As Washington gets set to toss it in, it'll be Shamet to do the honors. Looking for Poole, and he finds him. Poole guarded by Anunoby. Gets into the paint, takes a bump, got it off glass and in. No whistle, but a bucket for Jordan Poole. Last shot time for the Raptors with just a couple of milliseconds differential in terms of the shot clock, game clock, so they'll hold for the last one, leading by 14. Schroeder hands it off to Pascal. Pascal drives into the paint. He was fouled, so the Raptors will go to the free throw line with 8.8 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
I like that from Pascal. Don't settle. I like that from Pascal. Don't settle. Drive it in. Get to the free throw line. Get to the basket. Or if worst case scenario, get fouled and get to the free throw line.
Siakam at the line. Dips and knocks down the first one. 3 of 4 at the stripe, now up to 17 points in the ballgame. Pascal having a pretty solid third quarter with 11 and counting.
Interesting that Pascal owns 3 of the top 5 scoring games against the Wizards. But I'm looking at his uniform, Eric, on the free throw line. A little spot of blood under the 43 there. I'm surprised they haven't made him change that.
Raptors up to a 16-point lead again, 97-81. Kispert with a catch and shoot in the far corner, missed on a 3-ball. So the Raptors close the frame, still leading by 16, and they tack on 7 from their halftime lead, which was 9.
Yeah, tack on 7. It could have been a lot more than 7 if they'd have picked up the defense. The Wizards up to 50% now from the floor. So let's see if this fourth quarter is a little better on the defensive end for Toronto.
97-81. Fourth quarter action comes next with the Raptors on top on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Move up to Heathwood. Hi, I'm Hugh Herron. Experience true luxury at Williamsburg Green in Kitchener. Heathwood's all-brick single-family homes come with a long list of features you've always dreamed of. Gourmet kitchens, freestanding tubs, and even fully finished lower levels. Dare to compare and you'll see why it's time to move up to Heathwood. Learn more at heathwood.com.
To play, Bet Rivers will make your day.
Take a chance, you'll see.
You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot.
It's where you want to be. Bet Rivers Online Casino has hundreds of slots, live table games, and more.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter. The Raptors enter the frame with a 16-point lead, 97-81, but they allowed the Wiz to shoot 67% in the third quarter. The only difference, they shot 70.
Yeah, and that's what helped them increase the lead, but it could have been a bigger lead, right? With a little bit of defense, with that kind of shooting, you expect maybe to win the quarter by more than 7 points.
Raptors dig in on defense to start the frame. Kispert up top. They work it around. Gill getting his first action in the ball game for Washington. That's Anthony Gill out there. Jordan Poole backing out on the perimeter. Goes cross-court over to Shamet. Drives into the paint. Lost the handle. Picked up by the Raptors. But as they try to fire it ahead, No chance Otto Porter was getting to that one. And behind the play, Scotty Barnes reaching down and clutching his left foot. Seemed to be kind of grabbing at his toe or towards his toes, towards the front of the foot. And he gets up and he's grimacing quite badly right now as his ankle did roll and was stepped on by Gill. And I think that's what kind of caused the errant pass.
Gill even reaching down saying, sorry, brother, didn't mean to do that. That was an E-version. It went the other way.
Well, for what it's worth, Scotty's staying on the floor, so that's hopefully a good sign. But that's not a good sign. Kispert just ripped a triple, so the offense continues for Washington to start the fourth. They're still down 13. But you want to see some defense from Toronto.
Well, look, 13 in this NBA is nothing, especially with the shooting the way it is.
Well, we saw it just a few nights ago, right?
Yeah.
McDaniels to Pirtle on the baseline near side. Yak trying to go at Gill. Nothing happening. And he got gobbled up, gets the ball back, and throws up an air ball. Man, Gill just stood his ground against Jakob Pirtle.
Yak's got to, if he can't make any headway on the dribble,
pass it out.
Pass it out. Back him down, put him under the jail, under the tin in jail, under the steal, and then get the repost.
Minute gone by here in the frame. Raptors up 97-84. Shamit was trying to play too much with the ball with Scotty Barnes, and Scotty having none of it. Down the floor to McDaniels on the alley-oop, and how about the defense again from Scotty Barnes?
Yeah, great job by Scotty. Good hands. Luckily, no foul call, but great job reaching in.
Poole in the lane, little bunny hop, kicks back out to Kispert for three, too strong, back rim, rebound to Scotty Barnes. Barnes with 18, 8, and 6 in terms of points, rebounds, assists. He's going at Shamit right now. Went left, turns back right in the lane, too strong, got his own miss, in traffic, gives it up to Yak, who drives and dunks, and Toronto leads by 17.
That's how you go strong, Jakob Pirtle. Two hands. And Scotty, triple-double watch is on. 1 rebound and 3 assists away, and we've got 10 minutes left in the game.
101-84, Raptors on top. Poole driving on the near side, got toward the tin, laid it up. Pirtle came with the help, but they're going to get the contact on Otto Porter on that drive from Jordan Poole. He's been quiet tonight, 4 of 8. Decent efficiency, 50%, but only 11 points in the ballgame.
His second. Team's first foul in the fourth quarter. Jordan Poole, 2 shots.
Jordan Poole going to head to the free throw line now for only attempts 3 and 4. No player on the Wizards has more than 13 points. Kispert with 13 off the bench. They do have 6 players in double figures.
Yeah, they've been pretty balanced in hanging in with this game, but I've been impressed with the job that the Raptors have done on Poole and Kuzma, both hovering around the 50% mark, but They haven't had those blow-ups, those points in the game where they could go off for, 8, 10 in a row.
Poole goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, so the lead is 16 for the Raptors. 101-85. Schroeder brings it across center. Left to right to Otto Porter at the free throw line, elevates for the jumper and knocked it down clean. Porter's given the Raptors some good minutes tonight.
He has. He always has. He doesn't play a lot, but they seem to play well when he's on the floor.
Kuzma near sideline, 3 ball, no good. Standing rebound to Schroeder as he now pushes ahead. Schroeder to a Cuddy McDaniels. Great find, and he misses on a reverse layup. I thought he was going to dunk it, but that foul maybe held up the momentum a little, Jonesy, and he was unable to get up and finish at the rim.
Well, what I was impressed with was Jalen McDaniels really hustling. He was the last man. He was actually out of bounds on the baseline when the Raptors got that ball, and he beat everybody down the floor. So good job hustling and a great job of rewarding him with the pass by Dennis Schroeder.
McDaniels knocks down the first free throw. He's also given the Raptors some decent minutes off the bench as well. He's played 11 minutes tonight. First time we've seen him in a long time. 2 of 4 for 5 points. Now give him 6 as both free throws go down. Raptors have pushed the lead to 20. 105-85. Far sideline. Koulibaly missed that one. Had a great look and didn't knock it down. Schroeder down Main Street, lobs it up to Pirtle. A little too far, but Yak tracked it down on the baseline. Came up and under the tin, laid it in, and the lead goes up to 22.
21-6 fast break points. The number 2 team, Toronto, outrunning the top fast-breaking team in the NBA in Washington, 21-6.
9:05 to play in the ball game. We got a timeout on the floor charged to the Wizards. Raptors leading by 22 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Vehicle thefts are increasing at an alarming rate. Superior Door and Gate Systems can provide a complete turnkey state-of-the-art security solution to ensure that your property is protected. Superior Door and Gate Systems are a local Canadian-owned company specializing in installation of protective bollards for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. This can prevent thieves from stealing your vehicle or merchandise. The cost of security can only be measured by what it will save. Book your free estimate at superiorbollards.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 9:05 to play in the ballgame. The Raptors leading 107-85. And Jonesy, we talked about the balanced attack for the Raptors, for the Wizards, but the Raptors kind of doing the same thing with 4 players in double figures, 2 already going for 20-plus in terms of the 1-2 punch of Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby.
Yeah, OG's had pretty solid game, had 19 in the first half, but, they've got big games out of guys that they need to. OG 26, Pascal 18, 9 assists for Siakam, so he's getting involved. I like the way the offense has run tonight.
Well, hopefully the Raptors can keep it up for the final 9 minutes and secure the victory. A much-needed win for the Raptors. Again, we mentioned earlier in our broadcast, 16 games in, they were sitting at 8-8 at 500. They've gone 3-10 over the last 13, so they could certainly use a victory tonight, trying to close out 2023 on a high with 3 games, including tonight, remaining. Washington, Boston, then Detroit before the calendar flips. Little wet spot on the floor, so a quick whistle from the officials as the mop crew comes out just to deal with that. Just out towards the three-point arc straight away, and it looks like they've got things in check, so the Raptors will settle back into their defense as Jones gets ready to throw it in for the Wizards on the far sideline out towards center court. Well, I guess they weren't happy with it because now they got 2 dudes out there with towels. Mop not doing the job, Jonesy. You got Dennis Schroeder now reaching down and checking out the floor. It seems like there's like a smooth spot that's like slippery or something. Maybe not wet, but just a little bit, maybe too much wax in one area.
They share that arena with the Capitals, don't they?
Yep.
It's where Ovechkin's lack of offense is buried. Oof.
A pretty nice bucket there from Kuzma, driving on the far side. Had to go high off glass over the outstretched arm of Pirtle and got it to go. So the Raptor lead is 20, 107-87, 8:45 to play. Schroeder left to right over to Porter. Porter now bounce pass to Pirtle in traffic, and he floats it up and in from 10 feet.
Great job. Jakob's so good in the lane with that little push, that little floater.
Poole spinning away from McDaniels. He gets into the lane. His running floater goes. And here we go again, 4th quarter, and it's kind of trade bucket time between the Wizards and the Raptors.
If you're the Raptors and you have a 20-point lead, it's okay, but you don't like to have to depend on your offense all the time.
Scotty Barnes misses a three, ball tapped around, ultimately tracked down by Jakob Poeltl. Dennis Schroeder going to take a three ball and miss that one. Nobody down low for the Raptors. Wizards shooting 50%. The Raptors at 57, blocked at the 10. Jakob Poeltl took that away from Jones. Down the floor come the Raptors. McDaniel's three ball missed very badly, and it might be time to settle things down and just take it to the rim.
The Raptors at times get into that. They tend to, in this day and age with such an importance on the three-point shot, they tend to value it sometimes too highly, particularly in instances where you haven't scored in a while. You might want to take the ball to the goal.
109-89, three ball far wing, no good for Poole. That was a deep one from about 28 feet. He's got that range, but couldn't knock that one down. He's just 1 of 5 from distance tonight, driving to the tin just like we asked for. Pascal Siakam, layup is good, and the lead grows to 22.
He's the guy. He's that guy. Loves to get into the paint. Has all the short mid-range finishes. Kind of like a guy that was here before.
After the slow starts, the Raptors see Pascal with 20. That's now 3 players going for 20 plus. Siakam on the other end offensively just had his pass picked off. Poole, pull-up triple, no good. Kuzma with the rebound. Kicks back out to Poole. I'll bet you he shoots. Sidestep, three ball, no good. And Poeltl pushes ahead to Siakam. And the Boo Birds coming out in D.C. 6:50 remaining. Raptors up 111-89. McDaniels over to Schroeder on the far sideline. Goes back up top to McDaniels. Over to Siakam on the near side. Whips a pass to a cutting Porter, who lays it up and in. And a great job between Pascal and Otto.
A beautiful two-man game. Otto had run the floor a minute before that, sprinted and didn't get the ball. Undeterred, he kept working. Nice job to be found by Pascal.
Poole in the paint, goes under the 10, cut off, turns around, passes to Gafford. He got blocked, and the Raptors pick up the ball. 2-on-1. Schroeder drives, finishes with a left hand, and the Raptors are trying to rip this thing open. The lead has increased to 26.
Tack on a couple more fast break points for Toronto. 25-6, the fast break scoring.
115-89. The Raptors lead the Wizards with 6:16 to go in the ball game. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Mercedes-Benz Oakville wants you to enjoy a holiday love celebration of your own with a certified pre-owned vehicle from a new selection of models, along with finance rates starting at 3.99% and a 166-point inspection on each vehicle. There's something for everyone in the family. If trading your current vehicle is a first step, they have you covered there too. Conveniently located on the QEW at Dorville Drive or mboakville.ca/pre-owned.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590.
The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Fourth quarter action. The Raptors leading the Wizards 115-89. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. 8:56 to go. Philadelphia leading Orlando by 6, 89-83. So the Magic holding in strong, trailing by only 6 in Brooklyn. The Bucks on top of the Nets by 2. That one with about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Approaching the half, Phoenix leading Houston by 16. And almost at the half, 30 seconds remaining, OKC has put up 68 points, and they lead the Knicks 68-58 final game. Still in the first quarter, about 2.5 minutes remaining. Dallas leading Cleveland 29-19. Only 6 games in the association, including this one, with, again, the Raptors leading by 26. And Pascal Siakam, having himself a solid second half after a slow start. And we're now on a quasi triple-double watch for both him and Scotty Barnes.
How about the Raptors? 39 assists, third most in franchise history in one game.
Washington out of the timeout, and the triple no good for Baldwin. And back the other end, Pascal Siakam is fouled. Looks like the Wiz emptying the bench. Omarui with the foul. He's on the floor with Rollins, Baldwin, Davis, and Koulibaly.
Really good job. Siakam kind of stuck in the lane. Pirtle hustling down the floor. Pascal finds him and he gets fouled.
So Yak goes to the stripe and, wow, missed really badly on the first free throw after knocking a couple of clean ones earlier in the game. That one was nowhere near close. 115-89. Second free throw coming for Yak. And that one too strong as well, but Scotty Barnes cleans it up. Fires it back out to Dennis Schroeder. Raptors could still come away with something on this trip. Schroeder had the ball knocked away, tracks it back down. He's pestered by 3 Wizards. Works it around to Scotty on the near sideline. Frantically taps it to Pirtle. Over to Trent. Shot clock winding down. Trent hit the rim, cleaned up by Scotty. Goes back up and puts it in the tin. It was frantic, it was ugly, but it nets 2, so you'll take it.
Another 20-10 game for Barnes. 20 points, 11 rebounds.
Adding 6 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals. Back the other end, driving to the tin and laying it up and in. Omarui gets it to go. And quickly right back at you, 2-hand flush for Pascal Siakam. I feel like there's going to be little defense from the Wiz over the final 5 minutes.
No, and if you're Toronto, Scotty's 2 assists away from a triple-double, but the other part of it is with a back-to-back coming up, and you're up, 26. Maybe it's time to...
Well, it might be doing it right now.
Yeah, maybe it's time to put out the fire and call in the dogs.
Raptors take the timeout with 4:53 to play, leading 119-93 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Mercedes-Benz Oakville wants you to enjoy a holiday love celebration of your own with a certified pre-owned vehicle from a new selection of models, along with finance rates starting at 3.99% and a 166-point inspection on each vehicle. There's something for everyone in the family. If trading your current vehicle is a first step, they have you covered there too. Conveniently located on the QEW at Dorville Drive or mboakville.ca/pre-owned.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 4:53 remaining, and we're seeing Malachi Flynn getting set to check into the ballgame for the first time. Grady Dick as well. I'd be surprised if we don't see Thaddeus Young. He's the other healthy body. Garrett Temple, a scratch tonight. He's in a suit. And we shall see what Darko Rajakovic does with the lineup coming out of the timeout. But, Jonesy, I wonder if at some point, or when, perhaps is the better question, we start to see more of Grady Dick.
My own feeling is he's still adjusting. He's still adjusting to the speed, the athleticism of the NBA. Remember, 1 year at Kansas, and, I think you look at long-term potential, but, you get these guys that are... You get these guys that are 4-year players in university when you think about, Jaime Jaquez in Miami. You think about a guy that the Raptors had in a Fred VanVleet who came out undrafted after 4 years. It's going to take Grady some time. And the decision is, do you throw him in there and live with the mistakes? Because there are going to be some mistakes, and you just hope it doesn't cost you games. Or do you be responsible with his playing time and make him earn some of it?
Rough sequence there from Malachi Flynn. He checks into the ball game, turns the ball over on a lazy pass to Thaddeus Young, and then after the bucket for Omoruyi, he ends up taking a foul in the backcourt to give the ball right back to the Wizards, and now the Raptors just picked up another foul, sending Omoruyi right back to the free throw line.
Orangeville Prep.
Yeah.
Eugene, got to be... I know it was kind of exciting for him, must have been, to come to play with the Wizards in Toronto, and now he's getting to play against Toronto, albeit the circumstances a little bit different in a blowout. But this is why coaches don't take their starters out, right?
Good point. Good point, Jonesy. 119.96 as Omoruyi goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. Flynn gets it across center, hounded by Rollins. Ryan Rollins right there as Flynn goes over to Thaddeus Young. Young straight away hands off to McDaniels. McDaniels with the shot clock down to 1. He's got to go. He heaves it, and it's an air ball. And it's only been a minute, but this third unit does not look good. They look out of sync. I will say they probably haven't played a ton together.
Bingo.
But they look out of sync.
Well, the good thing is your mainstays are getting some rest right now, and that's key.
Highest guy, Scotty Barnes at 33. Siakam with 32. Everybody else under 30. And that should bode well, to Jonesy's point, as you head into the back-to-back a couple of nights from now against Boston and Detroit to close out 2023. Raptors do get a stop on the defensive end. Back on offense, it's Malachi Flynn out on the far wing, going to step into a triple. Another air ball, might have been partially deflected, but it's cleaned up by Thaddeus Young. And as he guides it back into the tin, he's fouled, and it's a three-point opportunity for Thaddeus Young.
Old Man River in the right spot, the right time, just waiting for his opportunity. One of the terrific vets on this Raptor team.
121.96 as Young hits the free throw. 122.96. I just suddenly gave them 6 points, Jonesy. Me and math just don't mix.
Maybe you shoot it from Steph Curry range and it's worth 4 or 5.
Malachi Flynn out on the perimeter, digging in on Diaz. The Wizards working around in the near corner. The triple up, no good for Baldwin. Raptors push ahead, but unfortunately, Thaddeus Young just butterfingered it. And it's a turnover for Toronto. It'll be their 18th.
Yeah, and that's, you know, like I said, they got away with it because of their offense tonight, shooting 57%. But 18 turnovers, giving Washington 19 points.
Well, 5 of the 18 in this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Flynn over to McDaniels. Skipping into the lane, throws it up. A little too strong as it rattled off the rim, off glass, and popped out. Raptors leading by 26 with 2:42 to go. On the baseline near side, jumper up, no good. Yes, it is for Rollins. It hit the rim, went up, and came back down and in. 122.98. Flynn across center. Malachi on the wing near side. Looking to give it up to someone, and does. Finally finds Young. Thad Young now out on the far wing. Hands off to Achua. No, he doesn't. Fake the handoff. He's going to give it to Flynn. Flynn's got it. Going to set the feet, step into a triple, and knock it down. Malachi Flynn.
Really nice job, Malachi. I hope tonight's turn of events doesn't kind of hurt his confidence, because he had been playing well. He was solid in that backup role, and now with the change, he will go a little bit further down the depth chart, but I hope that doesn't impact his confidence.
125-100. Raptors by 25. Achua drove into the paint, lost the handle, and it just magically fell back into his hands. He even looked shocked as he goes up and under the tin, misses on a reverse ball, tapped out though, and still in the hands of the Raptors as Malachi gets it far corner, drains another triple right in front of his own bench. The lead goes up to 28, largest all evening. 128-100. Rollins into the lane, snuffed out from behind on a big block from Precious Achua. It'll stay with the Wizards. 1:29 to go in the ball game. They've got 12 on the shot clock.
You know, after watching the desperation of the Pistons last night against the Nets and looking at the Wizards here, I know Detroit's only got 2 wins, but comparatively speaking, last night and tonight, Detroit looks like a whole lot better team than Washington does. And like I said, when you've given up 27, 28 in a row, I don't know, I've lost track now, shoes and socks off, and even that's not enough.
27.
You know, people play hard against you because they don't want that to be the night that the roulette ball lands on their square, and they're the ones that give up, you know, the game to Detroit. So, and I've looked at Detroit's schedule. I mean,
they play Boston tomorrow, and then they've got the Raptors
and
on.
And then after that,
the
they are in tough again. So this thing could get up to the 30s.
Yeah, they're going to hit the road for an extended road trip on the West Coast as well, much like the Raptors, Jonesy. They've got, after Toronto, to start the new year, at Houston, at Utah, at Golden State, at Denver. Then they come home for Sacramento. So there's lots going on.
How about Grady Dick on the backdoor cut from Thaddeus Young and a 2-hand flush from Grady?
And fouled on the dunk as well, so he's going to go to the stripe for the three-point play, and he makes good. So Grady now off the bench with 3, and every player that's touched the floor for the Raptors has scored. 131-100 as we head towards the final minute. In fact, we're into the final minute right now. Getting to the 10 and missing. That one no good for Davis, but the Wizards take the ball away from the Raptors in the backcourt, and guess who? He does it again. Omoruyi with the 2-hand flush. 131-102. Got the build of a linebacker out there.
Commanders could use him
no kidding.
As a rush end.
Driving on the far side, Achua, he buried that shoulder on Omoruyi, and that was like a midfield hit right there. The collision. Omoruyi with his second foul as Achua is going to go to the free throw line with 38.8 seconds remaining.
Eugene 6'6", 235, got that Myles Garrett look kind of going on there.
You had to throw in a Brownies reference, didn't you?
Hey, man, we're the Brownies. We're one of the best stories in the NFL right now.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And who would have thought? Joe Flacco. Take him out of cryotherapy, like rescue him right from the dead. As a Brownies fan, I'm real comfortable with Joe running the offense.
Tell you what, I wasn't keen on the move when they made it, but he's proven me wrong big time. Omoruyi just lost the handle and turned it over in the backcourt. And the Raptors are going to get the ball off the Washington turnover. There's a 1 millisecond differential shot clock, game clock. So we'll see if the Raptors hoist up a shot or not, or just take the violation. If they take the violation, they're giving it back to the Wiz with 0.1 remaining in the game. And it looks like they are going to take the violation. 132-102. It's going to be a 30-point victory for the Raptors. A game that started a little bit slow, but they quickly were able to corral. They led at the end of 1, led at the half, led after 3, and they win the ball game. 132-102 is the final. I'm speaking over the final 10th of a second, but it's the final, folks. The Raptors will improve to 12-18, and the problem here, and I don't mean to be negative after a win, Jonesy, but they've dug this hole that even an extended win streak is going to have to be an extended win streak to get yourself back to 500, let alone above it. I mean, heck, even if you said optimistically, or if you're really going pie in the sky, you pull the upset over Boston, you beat Detroit, you go into the new year on a 3-game winning streak, you're still going to be 4 below 500, rolling into 6 games out of 7 on the road.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be tough.
It is, and that's why, you know, those games, you don't want to give them up early. That being said, you have to look at the optimism that will buoy the team from a win like this. A 30-point win, you shoot 57%. Aside from the 20 turnovers, you hold them under their average. You know, they're the #1 fast-breaking team in the league, averaging about 17, 18 fast-break points a game. You hold them to 10. You do a great job in second chance scoring, 22-5. So there's a lot of reasons for optimism, but tempered by the fact that it is the Washington Wizards. But that being said, hopefully it's a confidence booster for the Raptors.
A season-high 11 assists tonight for Pascal Siakam. He added 22 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal. Scotty Barnes, 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. We'll give you some more numbers when we continue as Toronto beats Washington 132-102 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Rely on it. The National Basketball Association on SiriusXM. For a full list of games and channels, go to SiriusXM.com/NBA schedule.